So welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. And sorry about the sound. Thank you for letting me know in the comments. We're going to use some poll feature in YouTube today. So I did put out a test question out there. So there it is. And the question was, is this your first time in my live stream? So again, sorry about the technical difficulties early on. Looks like about 19% of people it's your first time here. So welcome if this is your first time. We do this every Wednesday night. We have a live stream. We talk about some topic. It's interactive. I do have 3 moderators in the chat. And they're going to try to just get your questions and get my attention because there's a lot of messages going by, so I might miss them. So they'll probably highlight your questions or your comments, but we're going to do some polls tonight. I'm just interested about a little bit of housekeeping. So we have a review of this guy coming up. That will be tomorrow. This is Fans Hobby Cap. Really nice. Again, thanks to G Tony for sending this for a review. Also, I wanted to talk about this guy. So I finished the review. And after I posted the review, this is X-Transbot's Jansen. A lot of people told me in the comments that they never transform their figures. So at least, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 people said that. So tonight, that's the topic. That's how I kind of got on this topic. I'm really interested in how many people transform and what kind of issues you have, not just with Jansen, but just in general, any figures. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So Jansen was really the genesis of this conversation. I'll tell you, there are figures in my collection. Now, my perspective is a little different than you guys because I have to transform for reviews, right? So I have to transform it. Sometimes I have to transform it multiple times because I'm doing a comparison or I'm doing an effect part like this, and I got to get it in the mode that it works in, or whatever reason, I have to transform things multiple times. This figure right here, this is Fans Toys version of Galvatron. I transformed it once and I've never transformed it again. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about transforming, talk about breakages a little bit. We're going to talk about companies, that kind of thing. So, and thanks to Michael Rogers, G Tony, and Dr. Diecast for helping moderate today. So if you haven't already answered the question, I looked in the chat and it looks like 12% of people are new. So today is the first time I'm using poll. So bear with me with my technical difficulties. I've never done this before. So we're going to ask another question. And this is going to be the first real poll. That was just a test question for you guys. I'm going to end this poll. Thanks for answering, whoever's in there. And thank you to the 40 people for joining today. So let's talk about transforming. So give me a second to get this in here. And this is a lot harder than I thought. But by the way, if you are not the kind of person that wants to chat, you don't need to. You can just vote in the poll. It's anonymous. All the polls are anonymous, so it doesn't track your user ID or anything like that. So don't worry if you're the kind of person that prefers anonymity. This is a totally anonymous poll. All right, so there's the new question. It'll pop up in just a second. So the question is, how many times do you transform your third-party or MP figures? So I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you, Mr. T-Man, for hurrying me up. Let me fix this. There you go. So there's your responses so far. So kind of all over the place. So I was wondering. So the reason I asked this question, I was really curious how many people out there never transform their figures. So we have 31 votes. There's 41 people in here. So I'll just wait a few more seconds here. We got 34 votes. All right, so I'll close it there. But it looks like we have About 30%, 3 or more times. So me personally, that's where I am right now. Typically 3 or more times, just for the review, I need to do that. So that's part of the thing. All right. So Michael Rogers says there's a question here. Let me end this poll. Mike Rogers says, I wonder if that once is because a figure comes in alt mode. That's possible. That's why I asked, once if it's not in the mode I want. A lot of people just want to get it from alt mode to robot mode and then they display it. But it looks like, based on the poll results, 35% of people transform 3 or more times. That's a lot more than I thought. So reviewers like myself, T-Man978, Pig for Leg, we have to transform things at least 3 or 4 times before we do a review. Otherwise, it doesn't look very smooth on camera. You'll see us fumbling. Sometimes I take a shortcut and obviously don't have enough time to do 4 transformations or 3, and you'll see me, fumbling a little bit. So we kind of have to. But I was just curious how many other people out there do, and it looks like a lot. 30% said once if it's not in the mode I want. So a lot of times we get it in alt mode. You got to transform to bot mode or vice versa. 25% twice, once in each direction. So again, that's surprising to me. So more than half, 60% of the people in this chat said they would transform it more than once, which is interesting. And then we have 7% that said never. I would argue if you don't ever transform, you probably don't need to transform. You could get a statue or an action figure, but it would be nice if they made MP scale action figures, wouldn't it? All right, so let me get on to the next poll question. So now I'm heading into the direction of breakages. So obviously, if you never transform, then you probably don't have this issue. But I'm curious about your breakages. So how often do your figures break? So give me a second here. This is hard to do with one person. So just bear with me. All right, so the question is, how many times have you broken an MP or 3P figure during transformation, regardless of the cause, whether it was your fault or a bad design or whatever, it doesn't matter. How many times have you broken an MP or 3P figure? So I think you guys can actually see. Michael Rogers or one of the moderators, can you see the results of the poll? Let me know. And the reason I'm interested in this question is if you don't transform, then how many breakages do you have? So I'll tell you my breakages numbers. So I've probably, I'm in the hundreds, somewhere around there, because I've looked at, I own a lot, but plus, people have sent me stuff for review. So somewhere in the 100 to 200 range of Masterpiece. Actually, let me look. I think I have 600 uploads. So something around 600 or so transformations of figures. That's a lot of transformations. Out of all of those, I've broken 3. Transfan said he can't answer. Not sure why. I have 38 votes in there. The poll's still up. If it closes on you, here, I'll just show you so you guys can know what to do. If it minimizes on you like this, you just click it and it should open up. Right? So voting is still open, by the way. So the poll's still open. Anyway, so I've broken basically 3 figures in my transforming career. Number 1 was the Fans Toys Blur or Jabber. They had a panel on the side that was really tough. Let's see. Thanks, Michael. Number 2 was I had a figure sent to me from G Tony. It was a translucent figure, so I warned him beforehand I might break it. I did break it. That's the translucent Phoenix. I broke a little tab on the bottom. It still works just fine, but it did break. and more recently I broke something, and I can't even remember what it is now. So it was Purple Potato, and I believe that was Mike Rogers. I can't remember who sent me Purple Potato, but I ended up buying it because obviously I broke it, so I bought it. But that's really it. That's 3 figures. That's not a lot for the 600 or so transformations. That's not a lot. All right, so I'm not seeing any questions from anybody here yet, so I'm going to keep going. So let me close this poll. So it looks like you guys said, how many times have you broken? 30%, 32%. Wow, 32%, 35% said never. That's pretty crazy. You guys are lucky, or you're just really good at transforming. Let's see. Once, 27%. So another third. 3 or more times, 22%, and then twice, 18%. So I'm pretty surprised. That's a lot. People who have never broken. That's impressive. That's just good luck, really, because sometimes it just breaks and you just had bad luck. All right, let me see if there's anything here before I move on. Okay, so next question in the poll has to do with the third-party company. So I'm really interested in numbers across. So if you didn't have any breakages, obviously this question is going to not apply to you. So don't answer if it doesn't apply. So this question is about which company you've had the most breakages with. And I can only fit 4 answers. The YouTube poll only allows me to put 4 answers in. So unfortunately, that's all you're going to get. So let me put this in. And of course, this will be controversial again, because who knows which numbers are the most. Oops, just give me a minute here. All right. So go ahead and answer that poll. I'm really curious on this one. So the question is, which company have you had the most QC or breakage issues with? DX9/Unique Toys, Fans Toys / Robot Paradise, MMC / Ocular Max, or X-Transbot / KFC. And again, I can only put 4 companies in there, so that's why you don't see every company like Make Toys. There's lots of other companies, but those are the 4 big ones that I could think of. All right. So while you're talking about this, I'll actually give my number. So, oh, you know what? I forgot about X-Transbot's drag strip. I had a broken X-Transbot drag strip, and I had a broken door on X-Transbot skids. So it's probably a tie for me right now between X-Transbots and Fans Toys. I've had 2 breakages with Fans Toys. I mentioned Blur and the Clear Phoenix. And then I had 2 breakages with X-Transbots, which was their skids and drag strip. All right, so let's see. So this is interesting. I'm going to wait for more votes to come in, but I was curious to see, where are these breakages happening the most? That doesn't mean that the other companies don't have breakages, because I know for sure Fans Toys has, every company has it. Fans Toys, DX9, MMC, doesn't matter. Everybody's got breakages. But percentage-wise, I'm really curious where the numbers lie. All right, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. It's at 28 votes. Looks like DX9 Unique Toys got 11%. Fans Toys a 14%. Wow, X-Transbots at 62%, well over half. That's pretty wild. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that big of a difference. I thought it might be a little bit more for X-Transbots and KFC. But that's quite a bit. So it's kind of surprising to me. But that's something that, so me personally, I am still rooting for X-Transbots. I want X-Transbots to make really good stuff. I want them to succeed. I want them to be competitors for Fans Toys. But right now, 2 figures in a row, the lock, and now potentially my Perceptor, their Jansen. that doesn't give me good feels. Now, of course, I've got tons of X transbots on pre-order. I have at least 4 figures on pre-order, but I'm starting to cancel them because I'm worried. I'm worried about breakage. Now, Fans Toys is not, they're not, they have issues too, but percentage-wise, and at least numbers-wise, it seems like X transbots breaks more often. All right, let me move on from that offensive question. I'm sure Mike is not enjoying that. All right, I'll end the poll there. Looks like 62%. All right, this is the last one. And if I'm missing any questions, moderators, just let me know, because there's too many things scrolling by. I really can't see it. All right, last one here. And this one's about, do transformation issues affect your purchases? So I really want to know about your thoughts. Does it affect whether you buy it or not, or does it not matter? So here's the question. Oh, why can't I? Uh-oh. All right, let's try that again. Do transformation issues affect your decision to buy a figure? All right, I've lost control of this, so I don't know what I'm doing now. Well, while I'm talking about this, I'll give you my opinion. So I've, at least recently, it has affected my decision to buy. Why can't I put this in? I don't know what you guys are seeing, but this is not working for me. I'm gonna try one more time, and then I'm gonna give up on this poll, and I'll just ask you guys to put it in the chat if this doesn't work. That's fine. But for me personally, especially recently, definitely the issues I've had have got me kind of questioning whether I want to buy more X transbots, especially the more complex ones. Oh, I don't know what this is doing. All right, I give up on it. So I'm just going to ask you guys. You can tell me. So does it affect you or not? Click more buttons. Okay, I don't know what to do here. So I see a couple yeses out there. Oh, there we go. Well, this is a technology fail on my part. So, yay. Anyway, so I see some yeses. For me, the answer is yes, because, if that happens too many times, I'm definitely going to lose faith in the company. And I'm not willing to spend. Now, if it's like $100 or less, maybe, right? And I'll give you an example. So Final Victory is one. Final Victory is not great quality. And in fact, it doesn't always work. Sometimes the pins fall out, but it's cheap. It's only 30, 40 bucks. So at that price point, I'm kind of okay with it not being the best quality and potentially having a pin break or fall out. But at 140, 150, $200, I start to question whether, oh, the poll worked. There we go. All right, so let's see what you guys had to say. So 74%. Wow. So 74% say that yes, if there's transformation issues, it affects your decision to purchase a figure. That's really surprising, given the number of people that don't transform. So yeah, I feel the same way. That's interesting. All right. I had one last question, and then I'm probably going to call it for today. So let me end this. And if you like this, just let me know in the chat. You can let the moderators know, and they'll tell me later. If you're enjoying this or it's fun, we'll do it again. If you thought this was dumb, then let me know that too, and we'll maybe avoid this next time. So this is a question from Mike Rogers. And let me grab it here. So the question's about unboxing. So do you prefer to see unboxing without transformation or a full review? Oh, I should have added an option for both, but I didn't. So I'm just curious. So I recently started doing unboxing videos. I like polls because pause. I recently started doing unboxing videos on my channel, and I found that more people are watching the unboxing than the review, or at least about the same number. About 1,000 people watched my unboxing of Deformation Space Skywarp, and about 1,000 people watched the review. So I was really surprised by that. I didn't think that many people, and thanks to Dr. Diecast, that was his idea to do those unboxings. But it really kind of gives you a chance to give a unbiased opinion as soon as you get out of the box. Just, what's your first impression? So let's see, what did you guys say? So 73% say no. You prefer to see unboxing without transformation. So you want to see the transformations. I think that makes sense. That kind of fits with what I would think. So thank you for participating, answering those poll questions. That was kind of fun. And if for some reason I've had that chat message on the screen the whole time. All right, let me just check Mike or G Tony if there were any comments that I missed. And then we're going to close out for today. I'm probably going to use this a little bit more, but I need to learn how to do it a little bit faster. So you can expect polls, maybe not this many. I did a lot more than I was planning to today, but we'll also maybe have some more guests on the show. Next month, we're going to do, obviously, TF News Live. That's once a month, every month, for those of you that are new, since I know there's new people here today. And then every other Wednesday is a live discussion like this. Sometimes I do like a little preview of something or, an unboxing or something like that, but mostly it's a discussion. So join me again next Wednesday. We'll do another discussion, and hope you guys can participate, and we'll see you then. Later.